Hey everyone, this is Aaron at Power Popaholic, and I am talking today to Quinn Hawkins, who has a new album out called Eccentric. How you doing today, Quinn?
I'm doing good. It's I'm in Southern California right now at Cal Arts. It's 97 degrees outside, so I feel a little woozy, but I'm carrying on.
All right, make sure to have some iced tea and
Yeah.
tell. Are you studying music at Cal Arts?
Yeah, yeah. I've been here for about a year and a half. Before that, I was at a community college called Diablo Valley College, and that's where I got like most of my like wild chords that I use in my songs and stuff. Like there was a thing with at that college where you couldn't join the music program unless you knew how to play jazz or classical. So I
Right.
was like, I'm gonna choose jazz, and that ended up being really, really helpful because of all the different chord flavors I can use. And even though I do pop music, it's like you can hear a lot of those jazz chords in my music sprinkled
Yeah.
every. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of
Yeah.
like switches from like one set and then key change to another.
Yeah.
It always throws you off. Just when you get
Yeah.
comfortable, there you go in a different direction. That's kind of like what improvisational jazz does, and you
Yeah.
picked up wonderfully on that. Yeah, the album title and the songs like, different level of hell and nothing seems to kill me now suggest a mix of humor and frustration. Do you see your album as a serious record with jokes on it or the other way around?
I think it's a serious record with jokes on it. I'm mainly like drawing from the playfulness of like They Might Be Giants, XTC, and Blur. Like they seem to be very sarcastic and witty, and a lot of a lot of my favorite pop music is has that lyrical contrast in it, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, a track like "Can't Wait," like the first track, "Can't Wait to Go to Bed Every Night," feels so relatable in like a burnt out sort of way.
yeah.
You think that songwriting works best when you lean into like everyday exhaustion instead of these big dramatic themes?
Um, yeah, I suppose I wrote that song about I was back before my current living situation, which is like an apartment with it's like kind of like a commune, but I have my own dorm here at CalArts.
Right.
Before that, it was like this giant, stupid, never-ending hallway, and you could not get any sleep in there. Like people would be partying outside your room at like 2 a.m. in the morning, and that's where I got the song idea from, pretty
Nice.
much. Like, like I'm like like here it is such a it's not the most party college, but it's like pretty party here. So it's like, yeah, it's I was like it was a protest, like, like I want to be square, This is my way of standing out,
Right. Yeah. Well,
Like,
it definitely does. And I think
yeah,
and I could definitely hear, without a doubt, the XTC influence in a lot of the songs. Also, I
yeah,
enjoyed a lot of the Ween influence as well. What
yeah.
parts of Ween do you really like, or what albums of Ween do you really like?
I mean, my favorite is chocolate and cheese. My second favorite might either be white pepper or the mollusk. So it was like, but I guess a lot of the Ween influence on this record seems to come from chocolate and cheese, and it's like flanger guitars, and it's
Yeah.
um, mixed with a little bit of the white pepper, like sad ballads. I think that record has the most sad songs on it, which I gravitate towards that one a lot. Yeah.
Very nice. So if how long did it take you to put the record together and then pop it out? And are you looking for a
Uh,
record deal?
I think this record has been in the works for like 4 years, and I think the first song I wrote on there was "Don't Call Me Your Future." So that's like the oldest one, which is why it's the simplest. There's nothing wrong with that. It's a good song, but And then yeah, I think the most recent song that ended up on there, which I was struggling against the deadline to like, get it out and distribute it, was Don't Want to Fight You Again. And it was so worth it to have that song on the record because it's one of my favorite ballads. And I was like, I have to squeeze that in there.
Right.
Anyway,
No, I enjoyed all just about all the songs on there.
hey.
I didn't, like I said, I didn't think there was any filler anywhere on it. Do you think songs like "Don't Call Me Your Future" and "Clean Out My Mind" they almost feel kind of confrontational? Are you writing towards specific people, or is that like an internal conversation turned outward, you think?
Yeah, well, I can hold up. The one I know for Nothing Seems to Kill Me Now was about my old professor who I was in a private lesson
Hmm.
with him, and he just told me to leave his classroom, and he was like super angry
Wow.
so, because I was trying my hardest to sight read classical music, and I'm not really a classical guy, but he just got so mad. I think it was because there was Palestinian protesters outside, and he was like, a hardcore Zionist. So that was like, yeah. So there's a lot of spite towards him. That's that's a more scathing track. I guess Cleaning Out My Mind was it was about this girl who's at my community college, and we had this assignment that we had to go off campus to do. It was actually a really stupid assignment. It was for my anthropology class where we just watched gorillas and stuff. So it was like no pressure, and we were like close by, and she would just refuse to do it. And it just like I was so heartbroken because I thought she was pretty. So I guess
Wow.
that whole song was like a diss towards her.
Yeah,
Like I don't know.
you should have all watched Gorillaz the band instead of actual gorillas, maybe.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, that's my yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
if there was like one song on Eccentric that you captures the full identity of Quinn Hawkins, what would you want them to listen to and understand?
Oh yeah, I think for certain, well, I'd have to divide it between two songs. The two
Okay.
songs that get the two sides of me perfectly are Can't Wait to Go to Bed Every Night because it's like one of my best power pop songs.
Yes.
Then Last Person in Town, I think, is the best ballad on that record with the best lyrics. And yeah, and that was really good because it captures my emotions the best way because that was my first year living in a dorm away from my parents, and
Right.
I was so lonely during that time, and I was, yeah. Anyway, but that one's really good. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I just wanted to say this was a really a great debut for you.
Thank you.
It made me and a lot of other people in the power pop community take notice, and I want you to just, keep writing songs like this and keep doing stuff. I love the curveballs, especially with the composition, because your composition skills, they sort of take you in one direction, and then you go to another direction,
Yeah,
like
for
I said,
sure.
and it's really it's never boring to listen to, and
Thank you.
that's what I consider really good pop music. Not only catchy and something you could listen to over and over again, but it just doesn't repeat the same chorus for 4 minutes, straight. It goes through different. You bob and weave through the verses and also
Yeah,
through the composition as well. So I really enjoyed it.
thank you.
Are you working on new songs, or are you
Yeah,
considering playing this out at like a club or something? What's the next steps for you?
I do. Yeah, I do want to play with I have this band at Cal Arts. I might send it a video of our live performance at on Bandcamp. That'd be nice. The next song, I don't know. It was either I have this punk song, which is like a little more abrasive, but I'm willing to take the risk and put it out there. And then I have one that I think my fans will love, which is kind of like a country tumbleweed ballad, but it's very XTC. It's like Scarecrow People by XTC,
Right.
like it's
Okay.
that Yeah, that kind
But
of thing.
I can tell from your poster right there, you love the oranges and lemons,
Yeah,
era. I happen to love
yeah,
everything XDC's done from the beginning all the way to the end,
yeah,
almost.
for
So,
sure.
you know,
Black Sea is great too, but my favorite would be oranges. Second favorite would be skylarking. I know that's not a popular opinion, but oranges and lemons was my dad's favorite record, so I've studied it the most, you know?
all right, you
Yeah.
guys, your dad's got good tastes, and
Yeah,
you
for
carry
sure.
it through, which is fine.
Also,
I'm kind of reversed on that. I like skylarking best, and then oranges and lemons comes second for me,
yeah, for sure.
followed by Big
That's
Express. But that's an XTC conversation for another day.
yeah, for sure. Yeah, yeah. Also, I just think it has the best artwork. Or actually it's tied to None Such. None Such has great artwork too. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. So I
Yeah.
wanted to thank you for this little quick interview. And like I said, we'll be on the lookout. If you ever decide to tour and come to New York, just look me up. I'll be
Awesome.
glad to
Yeah,
see you and
for sure.
bring a crew over to see you as well. I would
Awesome.
also, if you're interested in getting some live, booking. David Bash runs the International Pop Overthrow, and he
Oh, nice.
always has it in California. I would definitely reach out to him if you want. I can, hook you up with
That's so
him.
awesome. Yeah, I would love to perform there. Yeah, that's been my dream for a while.
All
Yeah.
right, there you go.
Yeah.
We got a
Yeah.
connection going, and we'll keep it going forward. Thanks so much, Quinn.
Thank
Um,
you.
Best of luck, and I will be in touch.
Thank you.
All right, take
Have a
care.